Alrighty, hello every folks, and good morning! Welcome to a extended demo here for Years of Division. It's a cozy little indie that I've been testing out lately, and I just wanted to share some thoughts, because this actually has a lot of cool systems to it. So let's go ahead and give this a little bit of a look here. So I don't know, for those curious, there is a demo of this out on Steam. I don't know where the normal demo ends. I know that this one, this is like I think 7 or 8 maps in at this point. Okay, here's the general gist of how this game works, right? So it's effectively classic Fire Emblem with a sort of D&D type of mechanics thrown in there. So overworld map traversal is going to be very Fire Emblem-esque. However, if we take a look at any of our characters here, here, let's say this guy. We'll notice that we've got a lot more stats than you would normally expect from a Fire Emblem type of thing. Namely, if we look over here, two that we're going to want to pay attention to are things like haste and reflexes. So effectively, this has a sort of initiative system built into every encounter. So rather than a weapon triangle, what we have is sort of a speed situational counter type of system, which will make more sense as we carry along. But effectively, if I hold this button down right here, which I think is control by default, we'll see that we have a haste and reflexes counter for everybody that's on the map. Now, just like classic Fire Emblem, units can double turn each other. However, the double turn is effectively something that's already kind of implied in the system in this case. So, for example, like, let's say a unit with high haste attacks a unit with relatively low reflexes, they will get a first strike on them, meaning that their first attack is guaranteed, and then their second attack will give them a chance to dodge. Additionally, this also carries into the fact that units will essentially be able to take cover in situations where they can't attack. So, for example, units like a lot of the casters are only able to attack specifically from 2 tiles away, and so if they're attacked at close range, their only option is to take cover. But let's say we have somebody that has high reflexes in that situation, they would essentially be able to go take cover to improve their dodge odds twice before the fight even gets started. Or let's say somebody with high reflexes ends up getting attacked, they might be able to go and essentially kill off that unit before it can even hit them once. There's a lot of very situational counters to this, and you might be thinking, wait a minute, this means that you could probably just make somebody that's really, really fast and break the game, and that's what I thought too. And that was actually the moment that kind of clicked in my head as far as, you know, maybe they had some good ideas going here for me personally. For example, with this character over here, what I had done is that I dumped everything into evasion, defense, and dexterity. So Anaka here is basically the Lyn of this particular team, down to having a crit animation that is very, very familiar for anyone that liked the GBA-era Fire Emblem games. And so what happened here is that almost every enemy on the map has a 0% chance to hit her, but due to the mechanics I mentioned before, anybody that ambushes her, due to either her haste or reflexes here, is still able to still be a very potent threat against her. For example, this unit right here used to be an enemy, and she was very quickly able to take her out at a distance by going and sniping her. And additionally, we have, as you'd kind of expect, a lot of different skills for all of these different characters, which are just kind of built up over time. So we're just going to start kind of going through a map here. And yeah, actually, before we even go into the map, because we probably will only see the one map in this video here, so, like, let's say, here, let's go ahead and improve her potency with this thing. Sure, why not? Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and put this back. I want to equip this, actually, no. Okay, we will give her an improved sword, because we're trying to show off that even an overpowered unit can potentially get dunked on. Okay. So there's a lot of mechanics to this. I want to say that there's more stuff I haven't even mentioned, like you'll notice the golden bunny over there. Like, if you want to stat dump a unit like crazy, what you want to do is hunt down golden bunnies with that particular character, which effectively gives them a sort of perfect level up immediately, giving them all of their stats, and additionally giving you full choice over all those stats. But we'll cover that in just a moment. So let's say right off the bat, we take a look at all these guys, and we see that this guy over here is going to be relatively low reflexes, and also would be a problem with his haste score potentially being a threat to units nearby. And so, as you're seeing here, with their whole thing here, they're actually they're going to be attacking us first. So here, let's go ahead and see what exactly is going on here. Why are they the one getting their first hit here? So, in her case, here, let's... So her haste is low. Her resolve here is lower than this guy's. Or sorry, it's not enough to actually get past this guy's defenses here. So effectively, he's going to be able to get his turns first and kind of interrupt her beforehand. So he'll still get a hit off. He'll be able to get a 0% hit chance. She will still be able to completely dunk on him courtesy of that upgrade that we just got, but it's an interesting thing here nonetheless. So she's going to go ahead and dodge, going to go ahead and kill this guy off. And actually, one more thing I want to mention while this guy is here. There's a really fun mechanic with the spear unit here that I want to see in more stuff. Namely, if, like, let's say, you know how in Fire Emblem it's a little frustrating sometimes that the only way that, like, spear units, let's say, are able to show off the fact that they have a weapon with a reach advantage is to, for example, have them on a flying unit or to have them equip javelins or something. So what he can actually do is, let's say we go over here, he can extend his grip on his weapon to then go attack units from farther away. So they can essentially go and extend and retract their weapon to go and be a threat to stuff nearby. So that's kind of fun there. We've got archers that are basically going to be using the standard Fire Emblem longbow range, and depending on how you build your characters, like for example, I have this guy built for high resolve, so that hopefully the units can't take cover before he fires, and relatively high defense, so that hopefully he doesn't get one shot like he did earlier in the game. We've got kind of slightly more versatile kind of thief type units here with throwing daggers equipped. Wow, that guy's got a lot of health. What's the deal with that? Okay, that's new. I'm not really sure what happened there with this guy's crazy high health bar. That is dramatically more than anything there was up to this point. I wonder if Extended Demo has reached its endpoint here. Yeah, I think it's just that one guy. Why is he so tough? What's his deal? He's got the little golden icon on him. I guess that's like some kind of champion type enemy. I don't know. That's new. Anyway, whatever, we'll deal with that as we'll deal with it. Unfortunately, two of my units died right before this that would have been very useful for this particular situation, but, you know, we'll get there when we get there. So we'll go ahead and use a forest bonus on this lady over here, and then we'll go ahead and, here, what do we want to do with you? I think we're going to have you actually go ahead and grant a second turn. So rather than, for example, having dancers, what we have in this case is a druid. So I'm assuming there's other units that will do more stuff later. But for example, in her case, we can have her go and grant somebody an extra turn with a certain number of ability points. So your movement and your attack types and everything else are determined by ability points. So this gives you a few different options. And additionally, we've got the ability for her to affect terrain by going and transforming any tile into a tree tile. So any unit that gets a benefit of that would be able to take advantage. Another thing, as far as the level ups go, they are somewhat randomized, but not really. So, for example, you'll get an extra point to allocate depending on RNG, but you will get certain skills and certain level ups at certain times depending on whatever's up here. So, for example, let's say sometimes you'll get additional choices, sometimes you'll get additional perks. There's a lot of different ways that can potentially play out here. And additionally, every character has certain things that they specialize in and that they're not very good at. So, for example, we only have 1 point to allocate for any of these up here, which even if you get bonuses to these level ups, you still can only put 1 point towards these skills. So we're going to go ahead and put her up for haste because she's somebody that is specializing in essentially breaking legs before a fight starts, preventing a unit from entering a fight. So that's pretty darn useful. Give her a bit more constitution to improve her health because she's fairly frail. And then from there, I will go ahead and improve channeling here to give her more mana for more spells and things, as well as more defense, because she kind of needs it. Granted, there's accuracy there too, and if you wanted to, you can turn on these over here to show recommendations over the skills that'll benefit them most. Oftentimes, I will disagree with these skills because I love my stupid builds, but, you know, it's there if you want it, and so yeah, that's kind of about that. So in this case, we granted them an extra turn. So we see over here that different types of locations will give them different abilities. So like right here, we'll get extra damage with melee, as well as extra hit chance by attacking from here. And additionally, we'll use this crush ability to do an absolute ton of damage to this unit over here. And let's go ahead and get that going. So they're going to do no damage here because they've been completely built for defense. I will say, as far as the art and stuff goes, I love the animation, like the animations of all these different units here. Specifically, I love the gunner animations because yes, it doesn't make any sense that they're using caseless rifles and they're ejecting a casing anyway. I don't just it's fine. It's fine. It's perfectly fine. Actually, let's see here. Let's just improve speed, I think, in their particular case. So we get a choice of an extra point to throw towards something, as well as our random thing, which also went towards speed, so good stuff there. We'll go ahead and give them way more haste, as well as a bit more in evasion, just to make them even more difficult to kill. Even more in defense. Currently they are, surprisingly, our second tankiest unit. Our most tanky unit is already dead. That was the priest that killed everything based off of weird quirks of their magic system. Unfortunately, he got overwhelmed in order to save a bunch of villagers in the last fight, so that's a bit of a bummer. Anyway, we'll go ahead and improve their numbers across the board here. Better health, better damage, all that kind of thing, and way higher avoidance, so that should help us out quite a bit. And again, this kind of flies in the face to some degree of some of the recommendations, though this does work out well enough. Okay. So, okay, let's see. What do we want to do with our gunner here? I feel like they should be able to go here and be a reasonable threat. Like, this animation I absolutely love. Look at this. It's like, they have that, sure, caseless rifle, but it's fine. It's a musket with, with brass, why not? Anyway, so I guess they're just going to go run off that way. I'm not sure what their deal is, why they're so much of a thing, but as you see here, they got the advantage on her. She was too slow to use either of her cover turns, so she couldn't really react to that. Let's see, have to defeat the champion by sundown. Okay, so yeah, this is another thing. So the fights have different parameters to them. So in this case, we seem to be going for an almost XCOM 2-esque thing, where we're trying to break through all of these other rando generics in order to chase down that champion unit over there. In previous ones, we've had holdout maps already. We've had kind of just like chasing down random objectives maps and whatnot, a few with difficult terrain, a lot of variation to all these different things. I didn't notice anything that was kind of on the annoying side, which is good, so love to see that. Let's see, I mean, it would be nice if we could get this unit over to the fort, but instead we'll go ahead and get you over here and see who you can attack here. So we'll probably be able to take out this druid here. Yep, they get an advantage on account of being in a fort. We'll go ahead and take a shot here. And I just noticed my mouse is in the middle of the screen. Sorry about that. So, either way, this is satisfying. This is a cool take on the kind of classic Fire Emblem type of formula. I love the addition of the mechanics here because this is what I was really dreaming of when it came to a lot of the ideas in, like, let's say GBA era Fire Emblem and the kinds of stuff that I wanted to see more of. Like, I loved the kind of the use of tiles and pacing and everything else of that era. And it always, I don't know, by the time it went towards the 3DS era, the Switch era, all that kind of thing, it seems like it just kind of flew a good bit away from a lot of the original strategy stuff there, which isn't like, it isn't to say like it just completely didn't do anything, but still, I'm sure most folks that were around with Fire Emblem for a while are familiar with what I'm talking about there. Anyway. This particular guy is going to go ahead and take an attack right here. And you might notice right here that we're potentially missing something. And we're also potentially moving a bar up at the bottom there. So you might have picked up on the fact that there is no natural crit chance when a unit is attacking. Because what's happening is that they're actually building up a crit meter like it's Fallout 4 or something. Effectively looking to just kind of build up that meter for a guaranteed crit whenever it happens. So the more that you build up a unit towards crit, the faster they build up that particular meter, the faster they can completely dunk on somebody. And yeah, that's cool stuff. I actually really, really like that system because it makes it feel a lot more skill-based and less based on RNG. So, you know, good stuff in my book. Anyway, let's see. We're still chasing that guy down. I feel like we'll probably want to have you in the woods over here. Actually, we'll probably have you over here using your defensive bonus, and we're probably going to be seeing the caster end up getting an attack first. I'm less threatened by this one over here, so we'll go ahead and extend his grip and have him wait for the moment, and wait for their turn to come up here. Okay, so that unit's still running away. Hopefully we should be able to catch up to them. Let's see, are they going to have enough to... Yep, they will have enough to attack back. So it seems like different unit types will have different numbers of turns. So like gunners seem to only have the 1 turn. Archers can get up to 2. I mean, it seems like everybody gets up to 2. Like this guy over here has a ton of reflexes to him, so he ended up taking cover twice, vastly improving his dodge odds in that situation, though he wasn't exactly feeling like dodging, apparently. She doesn't get a chance to cover because this guy's too fast on the attack, and, you know, that whole situation happened. They're out of position, so they're going to have pretty low odds to hit, though realistically speaking, they might still take this anyway, because Yova here is a bit of a monster. They're more or less your experienced kill beast of the team, as you'd kind of expect, your Jagan or whatever, or your Joseph or what have you. And yeah, I will say I'm not sure what's up with the glasses either, but hey, it's a striking look for what it's worth. Now, they're going to go ahead and completely demolish everybody here. One thing I will mention, too, is that you might have noticed we're not using vulneraries or anything along those lines, but we have a sort of focus system, meaning that units are effectively going to have a limited number of actions in which they can just sort of take a rest during fights. So, like, right here, I want this, I want Yova here to take a bit of a rest, so we're going to go over this way, and we're going to have them focus. So this will essentially, here, let's read the description there. So they'll use some of their mana, so basically they'll spend 15 mana to restore 15 health, which isn't much, but it's technically there. So we may want to give them a bit of a minute to back up, or whatever else. So we'll see what we want to do with them, but for the time being, we need to get some of these other units taken out. So let's say we have you go over here, we'll have you see about killing off this one over here. It's going to take out about half of them. We'll have our spear guy go and do something about that in a moment, because this guy won't be able to move. We might be better off just moving our gunner and just leaving this one completely exposed, actually. Because outside of extending their spear and attacking the tiles nearby them, they wouldn't necessarily have much of an option. Though that being said, I did leave this unit right here, so we'll see what we end up doing. Alright, so we'll go ahead and attack with our archer here, see what... Yeah, they can finish the guy off, perfect. So we'll get that job done there. And also, interestingly enough, just like, let's say, Fire Emblem 8, you do actually have 2 main characters. So you've got your duelist and your archer over here, who are going to be your kind of 2 sides of the team, meaning that, unlike classic Fire Emblem fashion, you do actually have to keep your archer alive until you get your sniper later in the game. They don't all just immediately get vaporized, because you gotta actually care. So there's that. I just love that this cover mechanic, simple as it may be, it's a clever little deal here. And additionally, I love the just the way that the level ups are handled in this. Instead of just like plain RNG and whatever else, it gives you that feeling that you're going and throwing stats towards what somebody's missing. Though, yeah, evasion is pretty darn great. I know I've been pretty much stacking that in a lot of cases. We'll go ahead and give this guy more constitution so that hopefully he doesn't get killed off, and a bit more defense, and a bit more in the way of accuracy, because he's been missing occasionally. Okay. Sounds good to me, and who else we got? So, Spear Guy probably will be dealing with this one. Probably can expect an attack from over here. Starting to get a little tapped out as far as our units go, but I'm thinking... Let's see, attack, and first strike ignores half of defense and resolve. Interesting. So they will definitely take a turn first. I mean, it's basically guaranteed to kill off this one. I just want to see if the animation's different. Nope, it just uses more points. Okay, so it's basically taking a shot when you're not moving, more or less. Kind of XCOM-esque, I suppose. And then you will go ahead and retract your spear and attack this dude and see how that goes. Not very well, apparently. Let's see. They'll get first strike on this. They'll get 100% hit chance. He'll technically win, but it's not looking too good there. Okay, we'll extend the grip. Thankfully, there's no point cost for that, so we'll go ahead and attack from here, which should allow for doing all of that relatively free. So we'll go ahead and attack from a distance now. I love that mechanic. This spear mechanic, I don't know how Fire Emblem didn't do this earlier. This is this is such a logical way to do it that is a lot more sensible than javelins. So there's that. Okay. Next up, you want to go kill this rabbit for your points. So we'll go ahead and kill off this one, and then we'll go ahead and take our free level ups here, and then we'll probably have Yova go and focus. and then kind of go from there. Because I need them functional enough to go take on their champion unit over here. We're nowhere near running out of time as far as everything goes, but it would be good to go. Anyways, like I said, free, perfect level up here. So, maximum evasion, maximum dexterity, maximum... I don't even know what potency does for her, to be honest. It doesn't even recommend doing potency, but whatever. I've been kind of throwing it on there anyway. What does this do? It does literally nothing for her. Okay, so I've just been wasting points. Fantastic. Anyway, we'll improve her her crit rate over here. We'll improve her defense. We'll improve her resolve. We'll leave accuracy relatively low so that, you know, if we have... there's really no benefit. What are we saying here? Anyway, let's have you go over here. Let's see. It's a little bit risky, but it's probably also possibly less risky to take out this unit first, and then hope for the best versus those spears. So, we'll go ahead and take them out right there, and then that should be our turn. And then we should be pretty much good to go. Added land to storage. Interesting. I'm assuming that probably is going to be something like an accuracy bonus on flat land or something. Let's see, they're going to take cover, and this guy, yeah, if any of these miss, then good. Perfect. Barely survived that, that's not great. But yeah, they're going to go ahead and march on forward. They didn't take an attack there, I wonder why. Alright, so they take both their attacks, then get deleted, as you do, and hopefully they stay out of range from here on out, because that might be the end of that one. Just... okay. I will take it. Certainly no complaints from me. There goes 0% chance to hit on that second hit, and they get decapitated. So, just so you know, this is still in development, so you will see the occasional... kind of thing, like, for example, if you attack a unit that's in water and you do jump attacks onto land, or into the water from land, like, you'll notice some minor kind of issues there. Look, it's still in development. It'll happen. But overall, I have to say this is pretty darn smooth as far as a lot of kind of not quite done yet indies go. So I'm liking the presentation. I'm liking the details. They seem to have had a lot of fun ideas here. This clearly was something that somebody was thinking about for a while. And yeah, I will say the person that was going and making this project seemed to have the right mindset for this kind of thing. Seems to be quick on kind of going and adapting things. You know, seems to take feedback well. So that's always good to see. Anyway, let's go ahead and go for more defense, more accuracy on this guy, because he's usually going for those snipes. And there we are. Okay, so we've got a few more units out there doing their thing, though you definitely need to take a little bit of a focus turn here. If you are playing on permadeath mode, don't let your cleric die. That's the problem we're seeing right now, where the guy that's meant to be doing the healing right now does not exist. So we're just kind of living on a hope and a prayer here. But it's fine. They're going to keep taking cover. And is that going to be... nope, they're just going to miss it. Okay, whatever. Fine, fine. You'll also notice that they have yellow and... they've got yellow and blue turns. So in this particular instance, what that's doing is that it's essentially... It's a dash move from XCOM, more or less. Alright, so you go and run down this cleric. We're technically just meeting these people diplomatically, so we're not technically killing them in this case. Though I'm not entirely sure how that was pacifist right there. Oh well. Also, it's funny to me how the... ooh, let's see. Earn a new ability. Trip. Make a melee attack with -20 hit. If you hit the target cannot move for 1 round. Okay. Interesting. I have a feeling that, like, specifically -20%, I feel like that might be a bridge too far for that particular one, but I guess we'll see. If I were to throw out one early prediction on that, it might just be that, yeah, that's but potentially something that's slightly too much. It's kind of making me think of the old snapshot penalty from XCOM EU, where they eventually ended up bringing it down by about half, just due to it potentially being a bit oppressive. Now, let's go ahead and move you here. Let's see what kind of spells you got. Sow seeds. Here, let's give you a little bit of a bonus over here. So that should give her a melee bonus while staying there, and we'll go ahead and wait with you. And then finally, you can take a shot on this guy, but I'm not sure if you want to. Because that will take a decent chunk off him, but it will potentially put her in danger. So if we put that right there, could be a bit of a problem, so we'll just have her focus in for the time being. She'll probably end up moving back to that fort, but there we are. And then lastly, we've got you going for a bit of the old stabby stab on this one over here. Seems like a pretty simple, a pretty simple random mountain shanking as you do. I again love the amount of flourish to the animations here. Just feels good. All right. And we continue on. Unfortunately, all my heavy hitters are pretty far away from the unit that needs to be hit here, and ooh boy. Miss, please. Thank you. Yeah, they're in a little bit of danger here. All right. Now that said, yeah, they're having a lot of difficulties there actually. All right, let's get you taken out. We're gonna have our sword lady go and attempt to take on their champion here. She probably should be able to win that no trouble, because it's mostly high health that the guy's got. But we'll deal as we'll deal. Let's see how this looks. Yeah, she's not really terribly threatened by this guy, despite his high health. Perfect, perfect. And yeah, you might be saying, wait a minute, didn't you know you were supposed to be fighting a champion? That's kind of the objective of this map here. I completely forgot. I space out sometimes. Alright, so they get hacked apart, and I think we're mostly pretty good there. In fact, actually, we probably should be able to break their legs here to prevent them from doing anything. Because, again, this lady is a kind of, druid sort, so their vines that wrap somebody up prevent them from moving. So, next turn, he should be locked into fighting our sword lady, and that's kind of about that. There we go. And what's interesting is, just like you'd expect, all these units are kind of shown off beforehand. So, like, let's say we fought like 3 or 4 of those before we ended up getting one of our own. Let's go ahead and snipe this one. Pew! Love that animation. And let's carry on. Alright, got another level up there. We'll see what we get from that chest. Hopefully it's safe. It might be safe, it might not be. Honestly, I don't know yet. But we'll improve your accuracy, we'll improve your defense, because you definitely need it, improve your constitution, because it basically doesn't exist, and we'll go ahead and improve your dexterity and haste, because once again, sniper. Alright, so that's about that. That removed the threat from that area quite a bit, and then we'll have you move over here, and then we'll have you take on the chest next turn. Alright, sounds good. Hopefully our spy over here can do a little bit of a little bit of the old threat action from over here. And then that leaves our knight over here, our kind of armor knight type of dude, to go and focus in over here and hopefully ambush them from the woods. So 2v3, I'm pretty sure we got the advantage pretty good as far as actual stats and stuff go, so no worries there. I'm not sure what some of these numbers mean, but we'll see. There we go. There's the effect of high reflexes and high evasion. So he basically got multiple attacks off and got nothing in return. Again, it's nice to just have those choices, and once again, due to the fact that he's a kind of thief sword, he's got throwing knives and melee knives, so he can counter both of those at the same time. So that's good stuff. They do start off relatively weak, but yeah, they definitely get stronger and stronger as time goes on. Okay, here, let's see here. I think what she wants to do is go for a take aim over here. Yeah, it's not going to be enough to deal with that guy. Okay. That's actually potentially problematic. What about you? What kind of stuff can you threaten here? Because you can threaten him. And I believe he should have enough to just take him out outright. Yeah, there we go. He's got the double attack beforehand. So we'll get him gone over here. 2 arrows to the face, please. Thank you kindly. And he's gone. We should be able to have Yova go take out this one. What about you? Actually, you might be better off... No, the spear counters this. Alright, Might be better off having you move over here, take a shot at this one. Probably just ignore this one entirely if he can get... No, he can't get back there. Alright, let's see. So if we trip this unit... he's got advantage, so you know what? Never mind. With an advantage, that trip actually helps quite a bit. Because now this guy can't move, he can't really hurt him to begin with anyway. So, either way, this guy's locked down, so his movement range is just gone. You go ahead and move over here, just throw some daggers at this guy, and we're done there. Alright, and get deleted, sir. Take as much cover as you want. Double 70% is definitely going to get the job done. Okay, there's that. Archer already took his turn. Yeah, this is probably going to be safest here. Okay, that's an instant kill before anything even happens. So Crush is... I believe Crush is supposed to let the other person attack first, but they've got enough of an advantage that they're fine. Definitely want more health, though, because they're having a surprisingly hard time with that. Actually, what's funny is that they've got the same problem as one of the characters from Sots the Pit. Like, very odd thing that's basically going to be relevant to nobody. But they've got really high health at this point, right? Thing is, they've got no way to really scale up healing to keep this topped off. So once it's down, it stays down, you know? Anyways, we're going to dump into evasion here and a bit more haste. Probably should go reflexes at some point, but oh well. And then defense and resolve to keep them as bulky as possible. That's a question, though. This guy's movement... Okay, so we should trap this guy again. It only lasted one turn, so we'll go ahead and go for the trap. Unfortunately, Gunner is probably gonna attempt to kill off somebody, so we're probably gonna have to go deal with that next. Alright, so this champion's getting taken out decently well here. So, you go for that. You're gonna go take out this Gunner. And then this dude hopefully doesn't have any further options for the time being. So, go ahead and take him out. Not even a whole lot of point in checking. Her numbers are so freaking high at this point. There you go. There's your legally distinct from the Lin animation. Go ahead and go for a take aim on this guy. Good meaty 27 on him by the looks of it. Sounds good. So he's down to 42. And, yeah, we're looking pretty good. Additionally, there are, obviously, rapport conversations and stuff like that that can take place as well, to have those between fights. So, you know, a little bit of stat advantages. Personally, I'm one of those that constantly remembers that the rapport conversations are there, like, 3 minutes before the end of the game. So there's that. Anyway. You're not going to be able to help much from there. You're going to be able to take a shot on this dude. There we are. We still haven't gotten that chest, so want to go pick up that at some point. Because currently there's been a bit too much threat to deal with that. So, let's say you take this chest, because really we don't need anything else here. So what's in here? Heavy rune. Okay. Oh, sounds good to me, I suppose. I'm not entirely sure what that does, but I'll take it. Let's go to the mountains for some additional range damage. Not that it was necessarily needed here, but... whatever, they're deleted all the same. Take your nice double shot, and they're gone. Yeah, just you take out that unarmed and unarmored unit over there. And then finally you go ahead and take the win here. Actually, before we do that, hold up. Before we do that, a little bit of potential experience here. Let's go ahead and deal with you. Get a little bit more experience meter going, or not experience meter, but a bit more crit meter going. Like, he's going to get a crit all of never. But this kind of constant back and forth gives me a lot of Tactics Ogre Knight of Lotus vibes. Just a lot more back and forths between your units and whatnot, instead of just being kind of taken out by crits all the time. It's nice. I like that. Anyway, whatever. Let's go ahead and end the fight then. You go ahead and finish this dude off, and let's get out of here. Alright, finish the dude. Mr. Champion with his 2 damage. There we go. And that's about that. Get some experience going. Are they going to get a second one? Almost. Almost got that second one going. And what's this looking like? Seeing as there's dots up ahead, I'm assuming this is towards the tail end of the demo here. So, standalone, +3 reflexes while no allies are adjacent to you. So, all the time, you say. Let's see, demo with path promotion. When units reach level 10, they advance into powerful and flexible advanced class paths. Interesting. These advanced class paths aren't available in the demo version. Explore these highly varied versions in the full game. 10 is the max level in the demo. Okie dokie. Sounds good to me, so that's why we got the 3 dots. Makes sense, makes sense. And yeah, apparently, to answer my question from before, this is where the demo ends. Alright, so let's go Constitution on that. Probably should have gone for more crit, but oh well. Even more evasion, because that's clearly not high enough. Even more reflexes, because speed is just generally good. Like, I was going to say speed is king, but speed gets countered by initiative. Okay. Alright, so they're going to do some plot stuff. As you do, I'm going to try to skip through it in case you're popping by to take a look at this. I love how this dude's armor is basically basically like welded together rebar on top of broken plates. That's pretty cool. Anyways, so that's the end of that particular one here. Honestly, that demo was longer than I would have expected. So yeah, go check out the demo. This is a pretty cool game. I like what they did here. I like the systems that they tried to go with here. I will say one funny thing is that if a character dies off, so here, let's go ahead and load one fight prior. It's like if a character gets killed off, one of the funny things is that oh, this is actually after they already died. One of the funny things is that that they'll basically do the kind of Fire Emblem speech of like, well, you know, I guess I can't fight anymore. It's a shame my magic arm got completely busted. Guess I can't do that anymore, but it's fine. It's fine. I can still stick around for advice. But what's funny about that is that if you have a sort of kind of a death spiral throughout your entire team, you could just imagine the scene as just this entire party comes back like, wait, sir, ma'am, you have to understand, none of us can fight anymore. You're completely screwed. Your entire retinue just does not work anymore. But we are going to advise the hell out of you. Because they all mentioned that their advice is still going to be needed. It's a funny workaround for the usual, oh no, I am so dead. Wait a minute, I'm not dead outside of cutscenes, actually. Or I'm only dead outside of cutscenes, actually. But anyway, so yeah, that's about that. I just wanted to show this off here today. I think it's a pretty darn neat game, and yeah, y'all have yourselves a good one. Take care.